Hello everyone, April Storm here and welcome to my studio. Today I want to share a little project with you, and it is an interactive card, and a lot of people have been asking for me to make interactive elements, so what we're going to be making is something like this. See how it's got that nice interactive element? Now this one I didn't decorate or anything. This is just a prototype to make sure it works. I got the idea from Bohemian Crafting, and this is her isn't that so cool? And then I did this one, which is a little larger, and it's really neat. Okay, so that's what we're going to make today. Let's get our cards cut out. It won't take as long to get these cut out. The circular elements are the hardest part. See, this is the front and back of the card. These are the elements, the little ephemera pieces that'll go on the wheel, and I gave you choices, and this is the mechanism that makes it all work. And this is the inside of the card. And I left that blank for you to be able to use all those fussy cuts that I gave you throughout the month of March to go with the Emerald Archives Moss and Mechanics digital kit that I created. It's available on Etsy. And there is a discount code in my Facebook group, Junk Journal Joy with April Storm. Head on over there, answer all the questions. When you click join, it'll ask you some questions, and then you've got to click agree to the rules. If you don't answer those questions and agree to the rules, then the admin won't be able to let you in. So make sure you do that and go to the featured section once you're in there, and you will see a post. Just scroll down till you see it. Shouldn't be too far down. It'll be in one of the posts with some freebies, and it has the March 40% off code. That's right, 40% off. An already discounted price. I have so many. I gave away 90. Well, I didn't give away 90 pages. I created over 90 pages, and a lot of those ended up being freebies in my group. Now, those are exclusive to the group, so you can't share those with anyone. You can't claim them as your own, all that good stuff. But let's get this cut out. I want to put this together with you. Now, this one is for the steampunk look. It goes with the Emerald Archives Moss and Mechanics. But I'm also going to make another one designed for the Gossamer Garden kit that I just put out. It's in my Etsy shop, the Gossamer Garden. There is also a link for 40% off for that one as well. And the Gossamer Garden has these gorgeous, beautiful Victorian-style fairies. Oh, it's just a lovely kit. Teal and yellow. Like a deep teal. And a buttery yellow. It's beautiful. Now, this is the way it's designed. And this is that's your front. You're going to have that mechanism coming through it. That'll be your back. And then this will be on the inside. I used brown cardstock for this one. And I just placed my mat on top there and cut that circle out. If you want to make this and use the mechanism, but you want different pieces on the inside, with a different look, you can use cardstock or an old cereal box. You can use things lying around your house that are good, and it'd give it a pretty sturdy base. Now, get our circles cut out. I'm going to sew around, I believe. Put some glue on there first. Okay, so we got everything sewed. So this is what your card's going to look like. That's your back, that's your front, that's your inside. All right, so the next step we're going to take is to cut out this circle and this circle. So get your crafting knife, your X-Acto, whatever you got there. Or if you've got a cutting machine, you know, you've already had that cut out. It's time to start working on our mechanism. I've got mine printed out on cardstock. You want some strength to it. Get this scoreboard. Wrong end. Okay. Now, I'll put that to the side. Bring our scoring tool on board here. And the ruler. Now, what you're going to want to do is find those dotted lines on the mechanism. And you're going to score them. Just the dotted lines. A nice good score line. See if this folds properly, then your mechanism is going to work like a charm. And your little X. I think I already got that one, yes. And this one. And along here. And then at the tail end right here. So as you can see, those are your fold lines. You're going to score there, this X, here, 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 and across here. Okay? Once you get it scored, you're going to start folding to get it loosened up and ready for you to put it together. You'll just fold it a few times. That's the score lines. Make sure they fold and bend. Yeah, I mean, don't get rough on them or anything, but you want them to be easily foldable. All right, now, most of the time we'll be holding the mechanism like this, okay? All right, turn it over, and you're going to fold this to make the mechanism more sturdy. So just go ahead and glue that part down. You see how I'm holding it? Close that up. Make sure you don't have any glue bits seeping out. Now flip it back over. Now it looks like this. Okay? So the next thing you're going to do is turn it upside down. Now you see where this X is. Put your thumb along both of those lines and just kind of push down a little bit. You see how it's collapsing as such? That's what you want. So you want those insides to collapse down. And if it doesn't want to do it, just fold your X's a few more times. Get them more loosened up than they were. And then you'll know that they're loose enough when it starts letting you push, yet maintain that rectangle and or triangle and that triangle. Because you're going to want those two pieces in, okay? When you push them in, they fold to make a triangle like this. Okay? So now your mechanism looks like that. And that's folded over there. Grab your card. Lay your mechanism down and get a pencil. Use your ruler to find your center. And the center should be down about 2.5 inches. Or in centimeters, I believe it's 5.8. Yes, in centimeters, it's 5.8. And inches, it's 2.5. Okay? And just make you a mark there. And that mark tells you that that's the center mark of your circle. And that's where we're going to glue the first bit down. So turn your card sideways, knowing that the top of the card is facing to the right. And then look at your mechanism. This part right here, the tail end part. What we're going to do is put some glue on the picture side. And then we're going to glue that down right here. Put the center of your bottom flap as evenly as you can to the center of your circle. Okay, get to the center of your circle, and then you're going to glue that little flap down, making sure that it doesn't go over your line. And if you think it might, you can trim a little off there, but it shouldn't. All right, so go ahead and put your glue on that back piece. Flip it over. You've got your little arms like that. Flip it over. And then go to the center of your rectangle. You're going to plant it down there right along the edge of the circle and not on the fold line. And in order to know that you didn't get it on a fold line, you just fold it like that. And see, that's in the center of our circle. And the mechanism is falling into place. Now, while that's drying, go ahead and collapse that back down. And then you have this. Okay? Take your first piece, the one where we cut the circle out, and flip it over. Put the mechanism in the center of it, like so, and then lay it down. This is how it's going to look when you flip the card closed. That's going to be there. And then your little mechanism, you've got one straight leg with no foot, and then you've got a leg with a boot. And that's how it's supposed to look. So get that centered the way that you like it. And this leg with no foot, you're going to put some glue on it right in here so that it attaches to your wheel. Okay? And then it goes down like that and glues right onto your wheel. And this foot is free. Okay? Make sure there's no glue that goes on that. It can be a little tricky making sure that this wheel stays in the spot that you want it to be in. You got to hold it and then get your glue on. Actually, it'd be better to put on a little glue. And then place it, that wheel where you want it. And then close your mechanism down. Make sure that boot don't slide underneath there like it's trying to do. Because you don't want that boot glued down yet. Got a little bit of glue coming out the sides, so get rid of that. Make sure that my wheel is where I want it. before it's, too late to reposition it with the glue. I'm using Fabri-Tac, and as you all know, it dries fast, but it holds. It really holds, especially when you're adhering fabric to something. Okay, now that that has attached itself, I've got this free little boot, okay? This is where our next piece comes in. And you can use any of these smaller circles that you want. This piece is going to be the piece that, moves with the wheel. Let's see, moves with the wheel. And we're going to put that one, turn your card back the way you had it, and we're going to slide it under the boot, not across the line, and not across the top. You got to keep that, away from the line and the top. So you can bring the corner of your card up to make sure it's not going over the line. Oops. All right, now that little bit of boot that's left, that's hanging out there, you're going to put glue on it, and it's going to grab your mechanism. Oop, I got my mechanism upside down. You'll have that if you're anything like me. Oops. Now, there's still glue on there, so I'm just going to find my spot again. You can always add more glue. It's very important that you get it lined up right. All right, so now you have that boot occupied. You've got that leg occupied. Now, we've got to get this part down on the paper. So this is where we are going to put glue on this rectangle, okay? Not up here on this triangle. Leave that completely blank. That's part of the mechanism that must move. So we're just going to put our finger over it as a no and add our glue to the rectangle. Then we're going to close our card so that it can attach in the right spot. Give it quite a few minutes for that, to really take hold. I'm going to set something on top of it there and let it take hold. And this piece is going to be the top piece. And we can glue any of these to the edges, and they'll move as well along with the wheel. It's very, very important to note that when you put your glue right there, that this doesn't get glued down. None of that gets glued down. Just this flap. And I just had a problem where it got on everything and the mechanism wasn't working. So it's very important that you do that you only allow that piece to glue down and nothing else. There we go. That's moving. Why is my foot not moving? Oh, foot paddle. What's going on with my foot paddle? Just gets stuck there. Oh, you're supposed to have a... That's supposed to move too. If this doesn't move, just reach your hand back there and ensure that it's not glued down, which mine had a little piece of glue. Now, let's get our topper on. Isn't that so cool? I love that. It's got the little spokes sticking out. Give it some depth and age. Okay. Now we're going to put our glue right here. Turn your wheel to find the spot where you want that to rest. And give it some pressure. Okay. Now this is going to poke out like that. What you need to do is stick this under a stack of books overnight, and it'll flatten that little lid out. I've got my little foot pedal stuck again. Sometimes that little foot pedal gets stuck. You just have to reach down in there, see? And then it starts to move. I wanted to make this one bigger, but see, it'll get caught on the edge of your opening there if you make it too big. So we're going to add some fun things. I actually, just watch how your wheel is going, okay? And where you want it to end up. I want that one to end up there and move with top gear. Let me make sure I'm inked up. Even though we're not going to be looking at the back of it, still a little color to it. And then we're going to add some. We're going to add some glue. I know that I want it to come to rest about right there, so I'm going to put that glue down there. Stick this in there a little bit. Once you finish gluing that down, make sure that there's no glue underneath. See, I feel glue underneath, so just wipe that off. That way there's no sticking going on. And see, now you got both of those little pieces moving. And then you can also put another piece on up here. So you'll have, you know, a bunch of things moving. You just pick which one you like, and it'll move right with you. Got to decide which one of these that I like. I think I'm going to go for a smaller one, maybe this one with the steampunk hat. Have him end up right there so you can. That would be really cool. I'm thinking about attaching this one. I think I'm going to attach this one to this one. Give it a little bit of grunge love. Hey, you don't have to do this. I'm just filling the wheel up. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in the corner here. Make sure that it's not going to interfere with anything. Let's see how that goes. It pops up out of the top, doesn't it? I really don't want it to do that. So that's not going to be a grand idea. So scrap that. I think we're just going to do some pretty layering right here. I think that will go just great. Yeah, I think it'll look fantastic. Just put a little right there. And put our hat on there. And this can always go in here like a decoration for a decoration. Now, watch this. Imagine that's going to stay down whenever we get those books piled on it. But now we've got all kinds of things happening on our little wheel. And then you can just decorate the front ever how you wish. And the back side has your pretty lady on it. So you can use these labels to put a sentiment on, numbers, or you can make it as a little tuck spot to tuck your little tag that I included. Whatever you want to do. We'll do a little ink in here. Figure things out. Oh, we've got some pretty lace we could add to it. To soften up. Just soften things up. Add some pretty lace. And add our label there. I think that might be a little too wide. It also add a doily out front there. That would look great. I like how that looks. That's awful neat. And if you don't want that hanging off of there, be sure not to add that third one that I added, that one right there, because as you can see, it does poke out. Uh-oh, something got stuck again. You see where the stuck happened. Putting a Sam here. What's happening? Okay, the foot's not hung. Did that get stuck? Yep. Yeah, I told you. Always look for stray glue that gets on there. It'd look cute to have these two extra down here and not even have this third one. Use it and decorate in something else. And then you don't have that coming out the back like that. That looks cool. I'll get a sentiment to put on there. Got some words here that are in my Emerald Archives kit. I'm going to choose Timeless Adventure. I'm going to add a few highlights. It's going to cut my wording. Okay. Get those stuck in there for the look of it. Okay. What do y'all think about that? I like it. Especially when all that gets lined out and flattened down. And I got that a little bit crooked. I think I'm going to further make it crooked so that it looks better. Love it. Love it, love it. Now on the inside there, we would have that peeking out. That'll be cute. We could stick that right down in there. I don't think it'd work out really well. So the tag, you can stick it in your journal. Let's see. You could add another sentiment on the inside there. The archivists. Oh, carefully preserved. Let's use that one. I like that. Carefully preserved. I'm going to ink it. Get it glued down to our label. Try to find the middle. Maybe a bit too much glue. Okay. Put a little ink around you. Got to have a little ink on those edges. And glue. Carefully preserved. All right. And there you have it. I'm so excited about this. It's turned out so adorable. So this is what we've got here. And remember what I told you. Not only make sure you use your bone folder for creasing, but also remember to put this under a stack of books so you can line your little wheel out a little bit. See, it really helped these. I had those under a book all night. It didn't help that one much, but it did these two. So you can put that there. And we've got our full animated piece with our little collage over here. Well, I hope you all enjoyed making that interactive piece with me. I hope you make your own and post it in the Junk Journal of Joy with April Storm Facebook group right there in the discussion feed. And use the hashtag Emerald Archives. That way I can see what you've made. If you post it on social media, be sure to tag me at April Storm Paper Studio so that I can enjoy your work. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye now.